from the city to the board meetings to find out what's going on, and I'm not opposed to that. I mean, I don't know what time they're start, 7? Is it 7? If you know, I'll speak.
6 o'clock. Same night you meet. So it'll meet this next Tuesday that you meet, it'll be at 6 o'clock.
Okay, so we can't make it. But, I mean, I think this is important, like the school board member said, this is the biggest project this city's ever seen. There should be more out there about what's going on.
Well, I don't think the public knows or understands the situation.
And I'm not blaming anybody.
No,
but,
I'm not either.
The newspaper would be nice. I don't know if it's on social media because I check my 2 kids and that's about the only 2 friends I have in the world. And you hear all this stuff, but I just wonder if you guys know anything about what's going on at the school.
I get one question, and that is, are we going to put schools up or not? But in general, the public, the people that I've talked to that have asked me, in general, don't really have a clear picture as to what's going on, why it's going on.
And the plans for high school, you guys know what the high school is going to look like?
Yeah, I was going to say I could speak to the high school because I know where that stands currently. So.
But I don't want to get into deep. I was just curious if you guys knew what was going on or heard, and I would,
I don't hear anything. I heard some about, they was asking what the readings on the gas was out there by the landfill, what the possible problems were. Kind of skeptical about putting something up and then somebody getting sick from gas fumes down the road. And I said, well, there could be a potential for anything, something falling out of the sky also, but...
I mean, are you guys interested in finding out?
Sure,
because
absolutely.
We took a lot of heat over this.
Yeah.
I think
the
whole community would be interested.
Very much.
I answer questions based off of information that I may have, but there's a lot of speculation and hearsay. There's a lot of assumptions that have been made. There's a lot of insinuation on let's say, blame for maybe why things are where they are. And, I speak to what I know as a city council person in the position of the city, and I've defended the city a few times in conversation. I think more than anything, people just really don't know what's going on. And I think when you leave it open like that, people start to make things up, right? I mean, because there's facts and then there's feelings. And I think there's a lot more feelings out in the public right now than there are facts. And I think more factual information without a lot of additional rhetoric about who's doing what, I think would be helpful to the community. That's my degree. And I don't know if that information can start with us. It's not our project, but it would be nice if that project could get an update in layman's terms to the public so that people would understand. I would like one myself. I don't know where the school project is myself. Right. We're not building it.
Mr. Pfeiffer.
I heard a rumor that they're looking at land down on South 68th for middle school.
We've all heard all kinds of rumors. Maybe what we should do, would you guys be willing to send somebody to the school board meeting every month? Just find out and come back and report? I mean, fortunately, good, bad, or indifferent, we do have the outlet for a few people to get information. We still have the cable TV, and there's still people that watch it. And I think that is the one outlet we have that we know is out there. And maybe we could do that, or maybe we can't. I don't know. But I think it's not our duty to do it, but I think we should help everybody know what's going on.
I agree with you because we're not the school building business in the city.
No.
It's not our job. We're not building it. So, but we are in the business of helping to run the city and be responsible to our citizens. And I think if we can get information, if it has to come from us, but the thing is, we need to get factual information. I don't want anyone in the city giving out information secondhand that's not factually correct, and then someone would then say that we're giving out false information.
Right.
I don't want that to happen.
That's why I'd rather somebody went to the meeting and came back and said, this is what happened at their meeting, or this is the questions that were asked. Maybe no questions are being asked. Maybe nothing's going on. I don't know. But I do hear a lot of people say, they come to me and say, what's going on at the school? It's not my school, but I'm just paying the taxes. And paying.
Mr. Hess, I can speak briefly to the high school and where that is, because that we do know at the city level where that resides. They received their preliminary site plan approval for the high school. I believe that was in March, and then here, was it April? No, I'm sorry. That must have been in February. And then BZA acted on a variance at their March meeting regarding parking. There was some misinformation reported on that as to as far as what that variance request was for, but that variance request was granted to allow them to, I can't remember the exact numbers tonight, but that was granted. So the next step for the high school would be to receive a final site plan for Planning Commission to review and hopefully be able to approve and move that project forward. And the last indication we had on the high school was that they were working to try to start some work on that site this summer. So, and that's been also been reported in the media. So, and that's the last communication we had with the architect on the high school, was they were working with the construction manager to figure out how they could line everything up to start some construction on the high school site this summer.
Do you guys know what the high school's gonna look like?
Not exactly.
Not exactly.
Nobody does. I do, but nobody, I mean, the only reason I know is because I, on the VZA, and they came to us, and this was a little footprint. Not what I expected, but anyway, I think it's important that people find out what's going on, and I appreciate your comments.
Yeah, and the plans are available to view in our office, in the zoning office,
Right.
any day of the week, so.
But this is a school, a school project, and people should go to the school to find out what the school's gonna look like. In my opinion, it's a school project, and people should feel free to go to the school board and say, what's the school gonna look like?
We have some of
Okay.
that information on file here, so.
Enough of that. Sorry, Amy, I didn't mean to take up all that time. I'm gonna drop everything else I got, and it says pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, Section 121.22, parentheses G, parentheses 1, to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official, or the investigation of charges or complaints against a public employee, official, licensee, or regulated individual, unless the public employee, official, licensee, or regulated individual requests a public hearing, is the reason you've been requested to have an executive session.
So, Mr. President, I move that we move to executive session.
And I'll second that.
And is there a roll call on that passage, please?
Mr. Zachary?
Yes.
Mr. Piper?
Yes.
Mr. Paul?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mr. Pena?
Yes.
And we'll go into executive session. We come back, no business will be conducted, but we will be adjourning the meeting and going home. They said they wanted me to use the gavel. So, thank you, ladies and gentlemen.